Hey, how's everyone doing? Come on, if I can be this awake. Hi, Josie. You're muted. If you'd like to unmute and join us, please.
Okay, I always have a hard time with this. Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Very good. My first time coming to these meetings, so I may be gonna take my camera off because I'm at my business. I have to have this business, and I'm here till 9 o'clock. So I may be just gonna mute myself and
That's
blink or
okay.
something. Yeah,
I
but
just
wanna
wanted to
listen to you guys.
I wanted to say hi. Where are you located?
I'm in Waco.
You're in Waco. Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome.
Oh, you're not far from me.
Where are you at?
I'm in Waxahachie.
Okay, yeah, not far. Good. Texas.
Yeah.
And
Texas.
I'm a Texas girl at heart. Trust me.
We allow her. It's.
I kind of got grandfathered in. So how did you hear about it?
On my work chat. Is it work chat?
I'm new with
EXP. So I try to. There's so many things to do, and I wanted to make sure that I caught this because I always miss things. I said, no, let me make my alarm and to love to start listening to more of you guys. Yeah.
Well, we've got a group. You can go on and request to join Wake Up Wednesday, and then you'll get all the posts and see what's going on. And we're so glad you're here. And welcome.
Thank you. Wake Up Wednesday.
Wake Up Wednesday. Yes.
Wake Up Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah, not Waco. Wake up.
Got it. Thank you. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and just listen to you guys today. Okay.
Nice meeting you.
Same here.
Hey, Katie Gibson. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Are we getting excited for Florida? Well, I mean, not with a hurricane, but I'm going to say we're getting excited for EXPCon.
I know. I'm ready for EXPCon. Mom is supposed to go this Saturday, so we'll see if that holds together.
I know. She's supposed to go to Destin or up that.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
So
she gave me the address and told me I could crash.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
That's a scary thing to do because you know I will. You definitely will know I will. Hey, some people I haven't seen in a while. Annie, how you doing? Let's see, Bennett.
Yeah,
Stacey.
It seems like once again I'm surrounded by women.
Oh.
It's a rough world for you, Bennett. Rough world.
If you got it, Bennett was so kind when I was in town. We went for lunch, had a great little conversation and everything. So he reached out to me. I loved it. Mickey. Hi, how are you?
How are you guys?
Doing good. Let's see, we've got Stacy Bray. How are you, Stacy?
I'm good. I'm back from all my travels.
That's good. I'm glad that I'm not in Florida right now. Let me tell you guys.
I bet.
Because I left about 4 days before Helena, and I'm supposed to go back on Tuesday, and not sure what I'd be going back to. So
yeah.
So speaking of that, if you guys would keep Lindsay Holland and her family in your prayers. She's in Okeechobee. That's where she's originally from. So she's a former EXP managing broker and is transferred over to the commercial side. But keep her and her family in your prayers.
Absolutely. I mean, I lived there, guys, 2 years ago, and I basically had to get out and never really went back because of Ian. That was one of the reasons. Everything around me where I lived was devastated. Sarah Gibson, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. Counting the days till we're at EXPCon. Can't wait. And I want you guys all to let us know if you're going, because of course we want to do coffee or do a Wake Up Wednesday, something together. So we will get close on that. So share some great things with me before we jump into Desire in your business.
Well, I guess I can start. I'm unmuted. Okay. Well, I've got an agent that I met at the state level through my association work at the Kentucky Realtor Association. And he's coming to my office today. He lives about an hour and a half away. And he started asking me questions about EXP. And it was very interesting. There was another agent there that started asking me questions about EXP, and they live in the same area. So, yeah, I'm excited about seeing what all his questions are. I really like this guy. I'd love to be in business with him. He's just a great person. And I think it would be a really good move for him.
That's wonderful. What were the top questions that he was asking? Do you remember?
Well, basically, the cap, and just the fact that he didn't have too many specific questions there. We were just kind of chatting, and he was telling me more about his situation than asking me. And he's with an independent brokerage, and the broker is wanting to retire, and she lives half the time in Florida and half the time in Hopkinsville. And so he said, she basically leaves checks signed in the drawer for him to write his own commission checks and earnest money checks. And there's, 3 or 4 other agents there. And he's working on getting his broker's license. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what his other questions are. I sent him that little 9-minute video to kind of give him an overview.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well,
so
you got that's really exciting. You got a ton of people that would, talk to him, icons, do third-party validation for you, which is wonderful. So love it. Who else has got something going on? Hi, Nick.
Hi, it's Katie. Remind me of where you're at in Kentucky.
We're in Paducah,
Paducah.
Western Kentucky.
Okay, I've got 2 nephews that are in the process of getting their license, and they're in Somerset. So they're about, that's 4 hours away. Well,
Yeah, I think that's on the other side of the state. But
yeah, opposite side.
nonetheless,
There's some good people over there, though. I'll have to look up at Mickey and see what agents I know over there in EXP. I'm rolling off of the state AAC at the end of the year, and I think maybe there's 2 or 3 that are from Eastern Kentucky that may be close to Somerset. So maybe we can get him hooked up with some good people.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm always available for questions, and we have a great state broker and a great managing broker. We've got a good AAC. We've got some good support for him.
Fantastic. Thank you.
That's what I love about this group. Everybody's willing to help, and we got people all over the country. So, all right. Who knows what this topic is today? Did anybody read the little flyer?
Is it our friend from AI?
No.
Oh.
Well, I love that you guys just come on after I spend with Ashley hours trying to figure out what's going to be the hook and the topic. So what I wanted to talk about today, because it's like 88 days or 89 days before the end of the year. And what's, the word desire. I'm kind of piggybacking on everything that we've been doing with different mindset and all of that. And I'm telling you, once the next big holiday comes, it's like everybody stops working. What holiday is that? Halloween?
Halloween, yeah.
I swear, people, I've been in this business over 40 years, and it's like Halloween comes, the Christmas decorations are up in the store, and people are just like getting in that mindset of, my business is stopping. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. So of course we want to be the group that keeps on working. So what is desire? So I hope you guys are going to jump in, because I have pages and notes, but I don't want to do all the talking. And I was with Ashley last night, and I said, we're going to workshop this. And we both kind of chuckled and said, yeah, let's see how we can get everyone to participate today, because this is your group. So when you think of the word, what's desire in the contents of business? Oh, don't prove Ashley right on this one.
Well, I'm sure she is right, because that's her cross to bear. maybe desire could be the same as goals.
So say setting goals and planning to achieve your goals.
Planning to achieve your goals. Okay. But there's a desire.
I would
Yeah,
say
so-
desire to take many of the forms of your business and implement them for success.
I love it. But it's deeper than that.
Mm.
Peggy, I don't know if this is correlated with business per se, but for me, I've been working on my 135 and I had to really look at what my goals were going to be. They're different than they've ever been before. And so for me, the word desire is a yearning. It's a need of what's important to me in my life and how I'm there.
Exactly. Everyone, there's no wrong answer. You know, but I'm trying to really get into that gut feeling, that deep down gut feeling.
So for me, I always equate it to the easiest way for me to separate the drive or the desire from the goals is we're all hunters and we do bird hunting, and all of our dogs are bird dog trained. And so the trainer always said to us, you know, I can train any dog, but I can't make them want to do it. And so the drive is what, to me, what we're talking about is the desire. It's the drive in you. What is making you tick or want to get up and do it all over again every single day to achieve the goals? So it's not necessarily the goals themselves, but it's the desire and the drive, the want, the need to get there and to accomplish them. And what is that drive? What's driving you? Because that's the core of who you are and who you're not. And that's what he always says is, I can't make the dog want to. I can't put that drive in them. They only have so much and that drive only goes so far.
Mm-hmm. That's unbelievable that, you know, when you look at a coach, a trainer, whether it's with us or with hunting dogs, it's the same thing, right? What a great analogy. So when I was researching that, it's what moves us to our goals. It's the actions that we take to get to our goals. Because we all can write goals, right? How many of you have written your goals and they sit on a shelf, or you just don't do anything with them? Mickey, are we guilty of this? You know, we all are. And then you say, okay, well, how come I see so-and-so doing it? Or what's that? And when I talk to top producers, when I talk to brand new agents, and I wish Dee Dee was on this call right now, because man, she is a new agent, desire. It's that fuel. It's that passion. It's those action steps that are going to move us towards our goals. So I'd like you to just take out a piece of paper and take some notes today. Think about when you have that desire, how does it impact your business? What do you need with desire to impact your business? How are we going to take that word desire and implement it?
You need some mindset with that.
Mindset. Yep. What else?
You need to get rid of those limiting beliefs that are keeping you from thinking you can achieve that.
That's huge, because it's all coming back to what is going to push us through the challenges. Okay, we talk about mindset. We talk about, sorry guys, we talk about mindset and our goals and where we're going. Hold on, I just have to get a sip of water. What are some of the challenges that you're facing? And I'm not saying a challenge is a negative thing. Challenges are reality. It's how we handle them. So looking at the end of the year, okay, lack of time. Mickey, talk more about lack of time.
I mean, I know it's truly about prioritizing your time, but it's easy to do all of the things, you know, just responding to emails, responding to text messages, dropping off a lockbox. Kids need your attention. Husband wants to eat dinner, you know. And so for me anyways, and I know how to time block, but I thought this time of the year, I become that star realtor where I'm just running all over town, you know, not really accomplishing anything, but by the end of the day, I've been so busy and I look up and let's see that nothing on my to-do list has been completed.
I don't think anybody else on this call has that problem.
Not at all.
So Ashley, what are your thoughts on that? Because she said that she's got time blocking and stuff. You live and die by your calendar, but what else?
I do. I live and die by my calendar for appointments, but what I struggle with in between is the work that and the to-dos that I need to get done when I'm not in a meeting or not in a Zoom. And for me, it's I do what I want to do first instead of I do what I need to do first. And then once I run out of the things that I want to do, I'm like, well, I guess I have to do this other thing, even though I probably should have done the other thing first because it really was the priority. And so I think, you know, we all have different, you know, things, but we do what we want to do. And those things bubble up because it's like, oh, that's easy. I could go do that. Or, oh, I'd rather go, you know, to dinner with my husband, or I'd rather go, you know, eat or whatever that is. And so I think that's where the discipline kicks in. And I am not good at the discipline. Like, yes, I'm disciplined to calendar, but not to the rest of the time where I should be getting things done, tangible to do things. And so for me, that's where I've struggled the last few years is that burnout. I don't have the desire or the drive. I don't want to do what I've been doing. And so trying to change those to-dos into something that I'm passionate about and that the desire kicks in again is really difficult.
That I think is a lot of our problems. I sometimes would rather wash a garbage pail out than like do my expense report, Ashley. It's amazing what we will do in its place. And Mickey, in 2006, when I got my first job as a team leader, one of the only great things working with the OP that I was working with at the time was I walked into my office and there was a book on my desk and there was this beautiful frog. And it was a reminder. The book was Eat a Frog. It was about eating the frog first. And then there was this gorgeous frog that sat on my desk. And every time I looked at that frog, it made me laugh. And it reminded me that I had to do those things first. So even with desire and having that desire, sometimes we let that lack get in the way. So how do you balance? The magic happens. How do you balance when you've got what we think is that desire and realistic expectations in business? Who's good at handling this? Because I want the last 89 days of this calendar year for us to rock it in this group, because it's going to set us up for January. Crickets, frogs.
Well, Peggy, one of the things that I recognized, one of the things I recognized in some of my affirmations and readings I've done is that I realize that God does not use periods. He uses commas. We just don't know what's following the comma. So it's kind of like, even though it looks like there's a roadblock in front, don't look at it as a roadblock. It's just one more challenge to get around, and just realize that God's got your back and he's going to make some things happen as long as you don't give up. You've got to do the work, whatever the work may be. You've got to do it. And I was talking with Stacy the other day, and she said that the magic you're looking for is found in the work you are avoiding. And that really resonated with me, because, you know, every time I do those things that I am avoiding, one, I feel much more positive. I feel much more engaged, and I feel much better about what I have been doing. Even though it's like eating a frog, you know.
Mm-hmm. So I love what you just said, and I love the comments that were going. They go real quick over there. But this is a word, and you know, I've been thinking about desire because I've just finished reading this book called Rich as Fuck. And if you have not read that book, and it's not just a chick book, it is amazing how there's another example of someone who has literally gone from rags to riches in a very short period of time. I do a lot of books on audio, guys, being on a plane, driving, things like that, in, you know, just in the house. And she talks about desire. And that's kind of what got me started on this, is sometimes I feel, and I don't know about you guys, that, oh my gosh, I have this desire. But then the stories get in my head. And then the limiting beliefs come up. And then I try to say, okay, I'm coming from an abundance mindset. And that is my, you know, my whole philosophy is to come from an abundance mindset. So how do we pair abundance mindset and desire? How can we use those two together? Ashley, I'm gonna have to write Ashley a check for like $100. You guys are killing me.
Winner, chicken dinner today.
Come on.
Oh.
All right.
Well,
Go ahead, Stace.
I don't know if this is exactly what you're looking for, but
there's no right or wrong.
Yeah, I know. So I'm trying to turn things around a little bit differently at the end of this year to get ready for 2025. And part of my problem is I take great notes, but they don't seem to be in front of me when I need them in front of me. So those great ideas or those to-do lists that I really thought about a week ago, they're kind of lost in the back pages of my notes. So I decided to reinstigate and correct me on this. And I'm sure, Ashley, I know you know this program. Is it Trello?
Yeah.
Okay. So I decided to reinstigate my Trello. And I set up 6 different groupings of activities that I'm working on that I need to focus time on, that I can do my 1, 3, 5s and do my planning for each of those. So some of you may not know, I am a certified real estate instructor. I'm writing courses, and that gets pushed to the side all the time. And I'm just at the point where it's like, okay, this just has to be in front of me every single day or it's not going to get done. And then I added my agent attraction, and I added, of course, my transactions. I'm working on a few investors. So I have another grouping for my investors and what planning I do on that. And that seems to be focusing my attention to where I need to go. I'm not done with it yet, but I'm hoping to get it done here this week and really have a plan that I can dig in deep, because this year sucked. It just totally sucks. So something had to change. And this, I hope, will do that, because I'm tired of looking for my notes on good stuff.
So, okay, Stacy, where do you write them in a pad? Do you put them on your phone?
It's basically it's I just did it on my computer last night. It's an internet, it's a I think it's just www.trello.com,
Mm-hmm.
and I can look at it on my phone. So if I'm out and about and I need
Okay.
to add some notes to it, I can do it from my phone. And that to me is like really truly what I needed, because my notebook may not be with me when I'm at a meeting somewhere, with a customer, and I hop in the car and I need to take notes. Well, that's right there and it's ready to go.
So I've had every program in the world. And I mean, sometimes I just don't even open them. They're there in my calendar, whatever. What I have been doing is talking into my phone. I love the note taking and talking into my phone. I can email it to myself. I can text it to anybody. I don't know if you can email notes into something else, but that's been a really big help for me. And it becomes a habit. It becomes, I have to look at it, and it's here and it's easy. So that's just a tip that I'm using. Dee Dee, were your ears ringing? I was just talking about you.
Oh no, really good morning. I'm sorry I'm late.
That's okay.
Our property appraised this morning, so we're getting ready for closing. They moved it up, so I've been hustling. So I apologize for being late, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning. So we were talking, the topic is desire and getting what desire is. And I used you as an example as a newer agent that had such an amazing desire to succeed at this business, and how you always come from abundance. Which tool did Peggy say? Ash, can you look at that for me? So on the desire part, what gave you that desire to just come in on fire like you are? Because that's our word, is desire in business.
I think it was sort of like a sudden calling, because in the last years that I've been doing property management, so many people have been asking me, why don't you get your license and get started? But something was holding me back. There was a huge block. I had other interests and all that stuff, and I just thought maybe it's not for me. I had a little bit of self-doubt. But then when I got to talking to people and noticing that they need more help, and I was investing and I was at a block myself, I said, I should just get my license and do it. During the process of learning all about real estate while taking the class, and learning how many people would benefit from us getting out there, from my getting my license and being involved, gave me a new passion. It was weird. It just came upon me, and it was a huge call to action from me. So once I got my license and got involved with EXP, that EXP community lit my fire. I'm like, oh my God, this is like so me. Technology, support, training. I'm like, unbelievable. Everybody with the same mindset. I couldn't sleep for the first week after joining EXP and learning about you guys, the masterminds, joining the classes, getting the bug. It was like a huge bug. I can't explain it. It's like I'm in the right place finally in my life. And so I know it comes with hard work, and you have to persevere and go past the noise and the negative that some people might have. I pay attention to all the positive and know that I'm willing to put in the work. And it was just like it's almost like I'm starting from scratch with the most powerful energy. It's crazy. Every morning I get up so happy, and I remember a while ago at a mastermind, I can't remember who said it, that you should wake up like it's Christmas every day. And yeah, I have a ton of problems like everybody else, but knowing that I have this to get me out of so many things and to help others in the process gives me a huge amount of energy. And my husband has to tell me to calm down a little bit. But I just get so excited. I want to do it all, but it's impossible to be in so many places at once. But Peggy, your group here, everybody here, the speakers, all of you here who have shared your experiences, and your things that you recently learned, even though you're seasoned, you're still learning and still growing, gives me hope that, my goodness, if they've been in it for so long and still learning and doing new things and sticking with it, it's worth it. It's wonderful. And I'm in for growth. So I'm in the right place. I feel so good. I just hope EXP and you guys are stick around because one, I want to still learn from you guys, and two, I want to share my growth with you as well. So thank you for that. I'm sorry to put so much on, but
You know what,
so
Dee
excited.
Dee, you bring so much and you come from abundance. And, you know, I'm just thinking, Sarah, if you need anybody to help you with the phone call, don't call me, call Dee Dee. It's just like,
I'll help. I'll call. And then
so
you helped also too, Peggy, with my stuck with social media. I got a virtual assistant and I got to share. She did all my platforms, and her energy also transfers to me. So she says, get out there. I need new content. It forces me out. I even got a gimbal, which is that whole like cell phone balancing thingy. Do you guys know what a gimbal is? Maybe you guys know. Yeah, Mickey knows. It's just that little equipment you shoot so your footage is well
you're
balanced.
not wobbling.
Oh my God, yeah, it's wonderful. So thank you, Peggy. So yeah, I got past that stuck thanks to you guys. Thank you.
So even, thank you, Dee Dee. And as a new agent coming on, don't you know, a lot of us have been in this a long time. And I think the excitement that she wakes up with every day, although, you know, not all of our personalities are explosive and exciting like that, but that's the key. That's the fire. That's the desire. And when you can have desire and realistic expectations in your business, that's going to keep you going. So when you look at the I keep saying 89 days, I can't believe this year is almost over. What are the expectations that you have for the end of the year? Who wants to be vulnerable and share some of the things? Gary, don't make me call on you. You're awfully quiet up in Canada this morning. And Gary, just quickly on the side, I'm sure you're watching where your lot is in Port Charlotte.
Yeah, so good morning, everybody. And, you know, the lot, there's nothing to take from it, but maybe some sand, right? So
Thank
it's the other
God.
people that we're really worried about. We have a lot of friends throughout Florida, as many of us do. And one of them more recently really took it on the chin from Hurricane Helene. They have an oceanfront property about 1,000 feet in, and they just turned it into an Airbnb, spent about $300,000 on it, and the whole main floor got wiped out 2 weeks ago. So we're praying for all those people and the exodus, because it's just chaos down there right now. And the Carolinas and Georgia and Tennessee too. So yeah, you know, I can't, I really wish this thing would just turn out into the ocean and be a rainstorm somewhere where nobody's going to get hurt by it, because it just sounds like it's going to be fairly ferocious. So all we can do is pray and hope that everybody's okay. You know, for me, what was the question? Sorry.
I just got taken back by what you were saying, because I was visualizing you and I standing where my home was in Florida, and
Right.
all those boats, and my backyard is going to be gone, and I'm not there anymore, but my friends are. Desire with, oh, what do you have that's going to fuel your desire going on to end the year strong? I think that's kind of where the question was.
Well, I think, you know, and you know me, I give long answers. So I think the similarity, you know, I hear what other people are saying, and I think it's fairly safe to say for a lot of people, 2024 has been a bit of a gong show. It certainly has been for us. You know, we've had to overcome a ton of roadblocks and adversities. And, you know, I think two things. I'm already in the new year. So,
Right. Thank you.
you know, I'm already focused on what 2025 is going to look like. And that starts with not holding on to everything 2024 has been. You know, I can't change it, right? It's already history.
Yeah.
So it's not a comfy blanket. It hasn't been at all. So I'd rather just frankly burn it And, you know, as they say, burn the bridges, right? We're not turning back. So that's kind of where we go. For me, you know, it's been a very challenging year, but yet we're motivated to see a different outcome for ourselves. So we're constantly inspired as entrepreneurs to get up every day. Yeah, be pissed off, be whatever you are, but give it 5 minutes of time and then find something that's going to pull your spirit in a different direction. I'll share in the chat after I'm done speaking. I'll go grab a link, and it's a little raw, but this guy's stuff is really very, very good, right? You know, it's guttural and it's raw. So I think, you know, the critical thing, and I'll wrap on this, is always, you know, find other things to do other than the one thing we do, right? Like real estate right now for everybody, it's a challenge, North America wide and kind of globally. There's all kinds of things going on. So we're looking at other avenues as to what can we do to satiate the fact that real estate's kind of in a gray area right now, you know, either with what you guys have got going on, commissions, economically, all that stuff, right? We have the same challenges here. And now they're talking about what you just went through with NAR down in the US is creeping into our neck of the woods. So your volatility is soon going to be our volatility. So rambling on, you know, I just think for me, I just wake up with desire every day, right? Because I know what the other side looks like. So it's like waking up in gray clouds when you know you can just wake up with sun, even though it might be gray out, right? So it's a state of mind. It's the sunglasses that we put on every day. And it's really just that easy. And like this thing I'm going to put in the chat from this gentleman, as he says, if it's to be, it's up to me, right?
Absolutely.
You know, and I take that stuff really seriously, and I take really seriously the rooms I'm in. We have no time to waste. Time is not guaranteed. So please, you know, for yourselves, as much as I do for us, we get up every day, we set an action plan, and just start walking. Better yet, if you can run, run.
Gary, thank you, because you said something that I was hoping someone would say, is what you do today shows up in 90 days.
100%.
And that was the reason why I kept saying we're 80 something days away. We're 80 something days away. You have to forget about 2024. You can learn from it, but everything you're starting to set up now is going to show up in your first month of January. That is a proven statistic. So what I'm looking at is what are the dangers of coming from scarcity right now and looking at all the things that happened in the past year. Is that scarcity and lack going to carry over to 2025?
100%. You know, it's just going to give you more of it in abundance, and it's also going to put you in the room with people that think and breathe and act the same way, right? So you're never going to be able to escape it. It's like trying to get away from a tidal wave that's coming in at you. There's no way you can outrun it.
Exactly. So I'd like just to take a moment and close your eyes and just do this exercise with me, and it's trust. Is I want you to think about anything that you are coming from lack or fear-based. And I want you to take a deep breath in. Just breathe it in. And then when you exhale it out, let your body go, all that to come out. You are releasing that. And open up your eyes and think about something amazing. I don't care if it's an ice cream cone, hugging your babies, getting a new pair of shoes, just something right this second that's going to bring you joy. You don't have to go back to what you just released. This group is not going to go into 2025 hanging on to those stories of lack, of, oh, this went wrong, or that went wrong, or the NAR settlement did this to me, or blah, 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 blah. Put some music in. Remember we did an exercise, I can't even tell you when it was. It was a while ago. and I think I stole it from, I don't know, Renee Brown or someone. The high five in the mirror. I promise you that if you get in the habit of giving yourself a high five, Mel Robbins, thank you. I knew it was one of those great people. If you get in the habit of giving yourself a high five, and it just doesn't have to be in the morning, guys. It can be any time. I get in the car and sometimes I'm like, oh, and I just look in the rearview mirror and I give myself a high five. People behind me at a red light think I'm waving at them, whatever. We are in control. We have every opportunity with the desire that each and every one of you have on this call. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. To create abundance, to create opportunities. Yes, we're going to get stuck sometimes, and we're going to, you know, I'm going to clean garbage pails instead of getting my expense report done, or, you know, working on my coaching things for people. That's a danger of operating from scarcity, that it's going to take us off track a little bit. But if you can come up with several things, change your music, put on an audiobook that motivates you, or just simply give a high five. How about walking out and smiling at somebody? Everyone in this group has got such an advantage, because I want you to look around at the people that we're hanging out with. They may not be on this call today, but we have some pretty cool people that come into this group. And I'm looking at a bunch of them right this minute that show up consistently for everyone. This isn't for me. This is for each and every one of you guys. So when we think about this, how are we now going to take our desire and lead ourselves effectively? What are the things that we're going to do that are going to lead us into 2025 ahead of everybody else? We're not going to get distracted with the holidays coming. You know, Halloween does not put a close sign on a real estate business. So, clients. Some clients are not motivated, right? So how can we take our desire to attract clients now? How do we give this to be contagious to other people?
I liked what Deanna put in the chat earlier. Is she said she wants to educate young women. And so I think that's really important that we identify what it is that we really want to accomplish with the clients, or who we really want to work with, and really drilling into that, because that's what's going to keep that desire in the front of your, business, is, just saying yes to everyone, or not specifically putting out there into the universe what type of client you want to attract, or and even if it's not a client, because yes, we're going to work with people we don't want to work with, or that don't fit the exact profile, but you can, target your market specifically to, young women in education or whatever it is. But the other thing is the vehicle, this is just real estate's just the vehicle to do what we want to do, right? The money is just the vehicle to do something that we love. And so, yes, some of you might actually really love writing contracts or going and doing showings, but those are just the things we have to do to get the things done in order to make the money. And the money is really just the vehicle to what is it that we want to put back into this world, or what do we want to, make it a better place, and what legacy are we building? And so I think knowing who that profile is, or knowing what that desire is of ultimately, what do you want to do with it? What do you want to do with your time, or yourself, or with others, to help them and give back, or, and that's where that desire is going to stay at the forefront and drive you forward, instead of just getting stuck in the day-to-day minutia of, I have to go do another showing, or I have to go, put my contract into Sky Slope, which everybody hates doing. And so separating out those things and going, you know what, I got another client that is a young woman who is single and wants to buy a home, and I'm here to help. Not to go off into a tangent about women, but I keep seeing this t-shirt, and it goes back to the early 1900s, and it's basically every year that women or someone gets to do something on their own. So the right to vote, or the right to buy a house, or to, and it really wasn't that long ago that women, got to get a bank account on their own,
Credit card.
or I mean, it's just crazy when you think about that time. And so how lucky we are that, we're here in this time and we get to do these things. And so I think that that's where that desire has to, be the most important thing, or be the priority.
Great reminder. Great reminder. And I'm thinking about this going, okay, sometimes I come off these calls. Well, a lot of times I come up and I'm like, just like you guys, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I'm psyched and blah, blah, blah. And then by noon, I may not even remember what we talked about. Full transparency, guys. I'm like everybody else here. And so I want to know, how do I create that resilience now? How do I keep it going? Mindset, right? Definitely having a positive mindset. When you have a deep desire to succeed in your business, and little post-its, daily commitment, love it. I have a daily commitment, but again, I don't necessarily always follow through on my daily commitment. It's like writing down my goals, but what are the strategies and the steps? What's keeping us going? 24 is gone. It's in the books. It is, let it go. Like Gary said, like we're all saying here. So what is that desire? So when we just released a lot, and I know that was a quick example, and those are things I'd love for you to do, is just stop. Somebody take a pause. I think it might have been Dee Dee said, somebody put up there, Mickey, take a pause. We have to pause. We have to step away from all the garbage that's on TV right now. It's almost over, guys. Whatever political side you're on, you got about 30 days left, and get that chatter out of your head, because no matter who wins in November, we still have to show up the next day and work, right? We still have to make a living, and we can choose either to say, oh my God, the sky is falling and my candidate didn't get in. And I have never seen in the history a candidate gets in and nobody ever buys a house again. Okay. That is not true.
I've been through this time before in real estate in the 90s, and guarantee no matter who wins, it's going to change right after election day. Our communities are taking a pause, but come election day, when everybody knows what the outcome is, it's going to kick off, and you better be ready, because the floodgates will open.
I'm hearing that all over the country. No chicken littles here. I love it. The sky is not falling. And I wanted to remind you guys, 1983, my husband and I bought our first home. Negative AM at 17%. You guys, some of you don't even know what a negative amortization loan is. But we were blessed and happy as first-time home buyers to get a loan at 17%. And we bought it. So you don't go there with me. So what I want to say now is, okay, what's our role? Be the shepherd, not the sheep. What is our role? And how does it play in the vision now? What's our role? What's our vision going? 13%. Yeah, we're not alone, guys. So how do we create a resilient business? Have you guys thought about that? I'm gonna go backwards for a second. Leverage. How many of you have looked at your profit and loss statements? How many of you right now can tell me what your business is worth? Yeah, stay visible. Okay. How many of you do not have a desire to look at your bank account right now? Let's kind of, thank you for your honesty, Bennett. So you have to have that mindset, and I keep harping on this. I don't know why. I just want the very best for each and every one of us, and I know that we have it in us. I've got passion. I've got desire. I have bills. I have everything like you. But it is coming to the point where we know that we can help our clients. We know that we can be there like in less than 30 days. Everybody is saying the floodgates are going to open. A lot of us have been this before, where, there's an election and everybody's going to buy a house. No matter what, they're still going to buy a house. So instead of waiting 30 days for the election, what are the phone calls that you can make that when you talk to your clients, they're going to know that you've got their back, that you've got a passion, you've got desire to help them get the best home they can? Oh, who's been quiet on here today? Everybody. Gary, thank you.
Yeah, so if you want to know what to do, and you just need to know what to say, and what that means is if you really want to get focused on where you want your business to be and the desire, start, especially for those of you that are not new realtors, if you've already, and even if you are, it doesn't matter. Pick the area that you most desire to do business or that you most have enjoyment. So for us, it's always been empty nesters, downsizers, and first-time home buyers. However, predominantly it's been empty nesters, right? So we actually interviewed a number of clients, asked them 5 different questions, right? That were pain and solution-based questions for them, like what would happen if you didn't change? Things like that, right? What motivated you to move so you could possibly retire or have a better quality of life? Just questions like that. And we also asked them what the transaction was like working with us, right? And we learned a lot about us, and we learned a lot about them. Like for ourselves, the majority of our clients actually tend to be introverted, right? So they are very much so more private at this age level and not really looking to be braggadocious and showing off. They fear judgment and all kinds of things. So doing that really allowed us to, we just launched a new brand called It's Your Move. And if you go on my Facebook page, you'll see right on my banner, we just posted that. We're in a coaching program right now, focused 100% on niche-based business and who our avatar is, right? We only want to work with certain kind of people anymore. And so that allowed us to create content that is very specific, right? That gets to the soul of the people that we're looking to work with. It will read right into them, right? Because they're all experiencing the same sort of challenges and wins and losses, right? We all have them no matter what. So I think the point I want to make is the desire is taking on projects like that and having the bravery to call people. And even when you think they may say something that you don't want to hear, who cares? It's an opportunity, good or bad, for you to be a better person tomorrow and serve people at a deeper level. They always talk to us about our value proposition. It's really simple. If you want to know your value proposition, call the people that you've done work with, call your friends, walk up to strangers and ask them what they think of you, because energy is everything, right? So, and that's all I got.
Yeah. That's a lot. Thank you. So I want to touch on 2 points And let's see, hold on. What if your desire gets in the way? Because desire can go either way, right? We can have all this desire. I just want to make sure that when you're doing this and you're creating this, you have a desire to take care of you. Okay, guys. Think about it. We're always, when we talk about business, we talk about our client, our this, our that. I firmly believe, with all the coaching that I've done this year on myself and all this other books and worthiness and rich as fuck and, you know, whatever book I'm reading of the day, the key thing is the desire to take care of you. Because if you don't have that desire for self-care, self-love, nothing else is going to happen. And some of us go to the opposite and say, oh my God, I've got to do this. Yes, Deanna, put yourself first on that list. Have the desire to take care of yourself. So make your list today, and you can text it to me, share it with me. What are the desires that you have for you? Acknowledge those, embrace those, say yes to those desires, visualize those desires. Because if we're not taking care of us with self-care, putting that in our appointment books, one of the things I learned many things from Gary Keller. Well, one of the things that Gary said he did every single year, and I believe he still does this, is he puts his family time, his vacation time, or whatever is important in his calendar. He makes no excuses for it. That is an appointment. You're allowed to have appointments with yourself. So then I'm going to wrap it up with the word gratitude. And I'm just going to read this so I don't get this wrong. One of the questions that I had was, what role does gratitude play in connecting desire with abundance? So you got to have gratitude. I think everything starts with the gratitude. So gratitude amplifies the abundance mindset, ensuring that your desires come from a place of appreciation rather than lack, which is going to create a more positive outcome. And isn't that what we're all doing here? Isn't that why we show up? Is to make sure we have a positive outcome on things. Yes, find the joy. I want you guys to all find the joy in all of this. That's all I got, as Gary says. Ashley, what have you got?
I like that you flipped it to the other side in the extreme, because yeah, so many people are really bad at the self-care and putting their oxygen mask on first. And so you have to take care of you if you want to take care of other people. And if you're not doing that, then you're not going to meet your goals. So always seeing the flip side of the coin.
Anybody else? Mickey, I love when you talk to us.
Well, it was a good call. I took lots of notes again, so thank you. It's always good to hear things that we need to hear.
My desire is to show up every Wednesday and, you know, just learn from you guys too, and to provide the best. I believe that, you know, you all show up and you give and you come from abundance. There's not one person on this call that comes from lack. Next week, I already know who our speaker is. Don Hobbs is going to join us. The recording will be posted in Wake Up Wednesday chat again, or on Wake Up Wednesday in our workplace there. Sarah, you have been busy there. What are you doing, girl?
Well, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I purchased these little planners that are focused on women's health. And so I ordered 150 of them, and I've written this nice letter and sending them out to a few of my female clients, just reminding them to take care of themselves and get their mammogram scheduled.
I had no idea that that's what you were doing. So I think that's how we're going to end this call, is loving ourselves. Take care of yourself, whether you're male, female, we all love each other. Love you guys. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for that, Sarah. I didn't know about those. Those are cute. Really
Sarah's
cute.
always got something cool.
It's just one of the ways I reach out and try to stay top of mind to my people, and this one's just very special. So,
Yes,
I
it is.
love it.
all
Thank
right.
you.
Have a great week.
You all too. Thank
Bye,
you.
Brad.
Thank you, Peggy. Have a great day.
You're welcome,
Appreciate
Watson.
you.
Thanks for being on.
Thank you.
Hey, I have to tell you, I got your favorite house under contract.
You did? I'm so glad you're telling me in person. Well, as close as we can be. Tell me about it. Stay on for a second.
Yeah,
Um,
they
Wait,
signed
let me
off.
shut the recording off. Hold on. How do I do that? Record.